If you've been following our tiny house series, then you'll know that our showroom is almost complete. Although I've had my share of ups and downs, I've got to be honest, about the coronavirus and the shutdowns. This really hasn't been an easy journey whatsoever, but we are almost there. I've got the last bits and pieces to do, and the aim is to get on the road and get this show on tour. So here's your latest update of the last parts that we're doing, including a trailer balance for safety, and then hopefully by the end of this video you'll see us on the road. Since the start of the coronavirus, it's been law for all of the shops to put in temperature gauges. You can see it there behind. I guess it's quite a sensible idea, but it means instead of us having to clock in the mornings, we have to, there you go, check our temperatures and check we're still alive. I've chosen UPVC windows here on our tiny house build, because I'm actually told to do so by the European standard. We're building everything here to the building code BS3632. So actually that's all about the insulation factor of UPVC compared to aluminium. And any order that's going across to Europe has got to have double glazing as well. So basically in this situation, I'm doing as I'm told. That's what I've got to do. But a lot of the hold up in the windows, I've got to say, has been a lot of it my fault as well. I insisted on having black as the colour, but I wanted it to be die cast from the factory and not a black laminate, which is a stick-on finish. So this one's my fault because we had to wait for the deliveries. Serves me right for being fussy, huh? Had a few messages coming in, people asking me, once we're on a resort, how are we going to connect everything up to the services, up to the electric and the water, etc. So I'll give you a quick walk round of exactly what we've set up. It's really dead easy. Now your whole kitchen is gas. So at the front here, we've run the gas line down into a nice waterproof box, and then inside on your gas line, you've got your regulator and your pressure gauge. So this is nice and easy. Your gas tank will be right next door and you can connect it on. Now, if you wanted to go to the smaller gas bottles and actually take them with you, there are baskets available that can be bolted onto the front, and then the gas tank can actually go inside the basket. So that takes care of the gas fitting, and it lives inside that nice little waterproof box. So I'll walk around to the electrics. So once again, we've got a nice waterproof electrical box. Open up the box and you have your mains electrical connection. Now, if you're onto the resorts are going to have all of these cables. They're all ready to go, and basically the cable just connects in there and you're fitted up then to your mains. Now you can also set this up as being just an extension cable which can connect to your generator. Same principle, start your generator and you've got your reserve electric, your backup. Moving on now to the drains. Now with eco now, everybody is getting very, very conscious with all the drains and the chemicals and everything that are coming out as being wastewater. So a lot of places now are changing to separate the black water, which is basically just the toilet, is separating it away from the grey water, which is your shower and your sink. So depending on the resort and what the resort wants to do, we've actually separated the two pipes. But if you're on a standard resort, we've just made up a simple show here. You would basically just connect the two together, so the two run together, and they would go off into the single drain of the resort. But we've separated it because some resorts can be different. So, clean water. The clean water is around the back. Now, underneath we have a holding tank. It's a stainless steel holding tank that will take 120 litres of water. So you'll probably run that for about 3 or 4 days. That's going to be enough water for your shower, your sink, your washing up, whatever you may be doing. So quite simply, it's a completely standard water fitting. In fact, actually here in the factory, we've been just plugging in the hose pipe just to fill up the tank. But basically, fit your mains water there and you can pipe it straight into the holding tank. So we've made the services as easy as possible. And then you've got additions that we will add on later, just in case you wanted to take the whole thing off grid. I'll make another video special about the off-grid services and everything that we can put on in addition, but I'll do that on a later video. Oh, some of the things I do to put all the information out on video. I've just crawled up underneath the tiny house here to basically show you where's the water tank and what is actually the setup that's underneath, the part that you don't see. So spin the camera around for a second. What we've got there is your stainless steel water tank. That's 120 litres. And then if I spin that around a little bit further, you can see our automatic water pump. So basically that works by quite simply turning on the tap, and that will automatically start the pump and send it to the shower and the sink. For the shower, I wanted a complete change. So instead of the traditional tiling, we went for a full-on backdrop of a waterfall. How about that? Now that's going to be something that catches on, I'm sure. Travelling on the road, we are the maximum 4 metres high. So that's the equivalent of a container on a container truck. So by law, we have to have our safety chevrons, because that's showing to all the other road users our true size. I just think they're our go faster stripes. We're going to start balancing the trailer, because since we've been building the house on the top of it, it's obviously unbalanced it from how it originally was from the factory. So the factory gave us the wheel and the axle position right in the centre of the house. So where it sits at the moment, we're right in the centre. But obviously, as we've built it, the front end is going to be super heavy because of the kitchen. Now we do want it a little bit front heavy because that's where it sits on the actual car connection, so it does need to be front heavy, but not over the top front heavy. See, it's really important that with your trailer connection here, you're actually sitting on the car. Here's what we go through to actually balance the trailer. To counterbalance the weight, the axles are going to be moved forward towards the kitchen. Now, at first when you see this, you would think this is a bit extreme, having to physically move axles forward to rebalance the trailer. But actually the balancing is already predetermined in the factory. So these holes for changing the axles are already pre-drilled. So all you really have to do is to release the bolts from one section, move it to the pre-drilled new position and bolt it back in. This is the brake mechanism going back into position. Well, that's the balancing of the trailer all completed and the safety check of the brakes. So as far as transport, travelling on the trailer is concerned, that's all ready to go. But I've still had to add on a travel pack. You see, although we might be the legal height of 4 meters set by the law, somebody forgot to tell that to the electric cables that run across the streets. So we've added on a bright spark idea of a cable ski. Now this is an arced set of pipework, believe it or not, just making a frame together, and it will arc any low hanging cables, picking up the cables at the stop, arcing them clean over the top of the roof and dropping them safely down on the other side. So that will stop any damage that could be done actually to the tiny house, or the possibility of ripping the cables down when we're on the streets. Well, that's our tiny house showroom finished. As far as it's concerned, anybody that wants to be on a resort, which is probably 99% to be honest with you, because I think most people are just going to go onto the resort and want to connect onto all the services of the resort. So if at this stage the resort is what you're actually looking for, the showroom is ready to go for you. We will be taking it out. We're going to be doing various different events around town, and I'll post all that on our Facebook so you can see the different events. The first one coming up will be Mapachan Lake, but you can of course always come here as well to see the showroom. You're very welcome. Just send me a message, I'll send you the location and you can just come on down and see it. But it isn't the end. because there are additional packages I want to add onto this, which are going to be the off-grid packages. I'll do those over the next few weeks, and it will be things like the solar panels at the top, all the batteries, the off-grid tanks, the water tanks that have got to be fitted, all extra items that people can choose if they want them. But for now, all I have to do is wait for the registration to come through. COVID has obviously caused a lot of delays, and I can't get onto the street, believe it or not. Even though it's all finished, I can't go on the street until our book is ready. So as soon as their registration book comes through, we're putting it on the back of the car and we're off to Mapachan Lake. But until then, I'll see you then, I'll see you next time, and bye bye for now. Well, did I forget to mention that we also have to do the weather test? And that basically means put it out in the rain. If you'd like to watch more videos like this on what Pattaya and Thailand have to offer, then click on the link up here. If you'd like to see what property promotions we currently have, then click on the link down here. If you generally just like to follow the channel, then please like and subscribe. It's not going to cost you a penny, you just have to click the button, and if you ring that notification bell, you'll never miss any up and coming videos.